Patty rushes to Singapore after Bert suffers a heart scare. Peak hour traffic bedlam when a tram derails. The ANZ raises interest rates. Will the others follow? And parents stunned after a childcare centre's forced to close.
This is 9 News with Peter Hitchener.
Good evening. Australian television legend Bert Newton has suffered a heart scare in Singapore. Patty Newton is about to board a flight to be with her husband, who spent 2 days in hospital undergoing a series of tests. Tony Jones reports.
Given Bert Newton's iconic status, the mere mention of a health scare can send the rumour mill into a frenzy. And so it was today, with reports the 73-year-old had undergone surgery in Singapore. Newton has denied suffering a heart attack, but late today issued a statement saying, "I've spent a couple of days in hospital after catching what I thought was a virus. Because of my experience with pneumonia last year, I have to be extra careful."
A tram's derailed, causing major peak hour headaches for commuters and motorists. Laura Turner's in queue. Laura, can you tell us what happened?
Well, this is the last thing you want on a Friday afternoon, Pete. Around 4 o'clock, the 109 tram was rounding the bend out of the Kew depot and has actually flown off the track so far that it's almost landed in the gutter and jackknifed. Now,
Right, thanks, Laura. The ANZ has put profit before public opinion by pushing up its mortgage rate independently of the Reserve Bank. Brett McLeod joins us from the bank's headquarters where the decision was made. A small rise, but a significant one, Brett.
Peter, this is either the beginning of a brave new world in banking or a PR disaster for the ANZ Bank. The rise is 0.06%, not huge, on current standard variable rates of 7.3%.
Thanks, Brett McLeod. A mum's been killed in a cycling accident at Hillside in Melbourne's northwest. As Rob Scott reports, the 36-year-old who was hit by a car while crossing against a red light wasn't wearing a helmet.
The chilling sight of yet another cyclist lying dead.
The frantic call to 000 following Molly Meldrum's fall at his Richmond home has been released.
The patient is Ian Molly Meldrum. He's just fallen off the roof.
Is he breathing? You can say unknown if you don't know.
Unknown.
All right, now when did this happen?
A woman charged with attacking Olympic basketball hopeful Rachel Jarry has been bailed by a magistrate. 18-year-old Jessica Croucher was part of a gang caught on CCTV randomly attacking strangers in the city. Karen Huff was in court.
Jessica Croucher was freed from custody with bail conditions that she abide by a curfew and not go to the CBD. She's accused of, after drinking with younger friends, mental health. Karen Huff, 9 News.
The Premier and federal opposition leader have held crisis talks with Alcoa management over the future of the Point Henry smelter. It comes as unions warn the high Australian dollar could threaten thousands more jobs. State political reporter Andrew Lund.
With her job on the line, 17-year Alcoa veteran Bev Lancaster had this message for the Premier.
He needs to get off his ass and do something about it.
Ted.
A shock for parents following the sudden closure of one of Geelong's largest childcare centres. Vicky Jardim says many were given just 24 hours notice after engineers ruled the building was unsafe.
Shocked parents drop their children off for the last time.
This is the second centre we've been at.
The Prime Minister has been forced to fend off more leadership speculation amid claims ministers have been gagged. Julia Gillard says she wants to coordinate Labor's message, but the opposition claims she's lost control. More from John O'Doherty. Football legend Bob Skilton joined former North Melbourne stars Glenn Archer and Anthony Stevens to launch a fundraiser for a rare degenerative disease. In the news ahead, Melbourne's blood pressure breakthrough, a 9 News exclusive. A $4 billion drug bust. And a teenage wake surfer rides with the dolphins. Doctors at St Vincent's Hospital have developed a treatment that could save millions of people at risk of suffering stroke or heart attack. Justine McKenzie tells us the procedure, designed for patients with chronic high blood pressure, is attracting worldwide attention.
It's the procedure being touted as the holy grail for millions of people with chronic high blood pressure.
To breaking news, and Westpac has announced it is increasing its interest rates by 0.1%. That's greater than the ANZ's increase earlier in the day. Troops in Mexico have seized 15 tonnes of drugs thought to be one of the largest on record, $4 billion worth of methamphetamine. And Sir Paul McCartney has become the final Beatle to be recognised on Hollywood's Walk of Fame. Casino tycoon James Packer has hit the jackpot with his joint venture in Macau, posting a 560% rise in fourth quarter net profit to $107.5 million. The Australian share market closed lower after the Reserve Bank lowered its forecast for inflation and growth. The All Ordinaries Index dipped more than 34 points. The dollar was down against all the major currencies. A teenage surfer had the ride of his life in the United States when a school of inquisitive dolphins decided to join him. And now with sport, here's Tony Jones.
Good on you, Pete. Thanks for that. Coming up after the break, the honeymoon is over for Matthew Wade. Hussey falls to some Sri Lankan handiwork. Collingwood's horror pre-season continues. And the AFL delivers some good news to fans. Cricket's new golden boy, Matthew Wade, has unfortunately returned to earth with a thud. In the day-nighter against Sri Lanka, currently underway in Perth, Wade managed just one. So, after 40 overs, Australia is 6 for 186. Wade simply has Scuccione in the doubles tomorrow. A win will seal the tie. You have yourself a great weekend, Pete.
Thanks, and to you, Tony. And still to come tonight, Lavinia Nixon with the weather.
Pete, there's currently a thunderstorm warning. It's been issued for damaging winds, flash flooding and large hailstones in East Gippsland, the North Central and North East districts, as well as parts of all other districts except the Mallee. Melbourne residents should also remain on alert this evening. I'll have more weather after the break.
This weather report brought to you by the ute that gives you more. All new Mazda BT50, because more is more.
Good evening. We warmed up to a top of 27 at 3:15. It became cloudy and grey this afternoon, with showers expected to arrive this evening. Around our suburbs, the stormy weather began in the southwest, developing later in the day through the northeast and slowly making its way south towards the city. Across Victoria, the rain and storms affected almost the entire state today, fairly widespread in the south and also the east. The deepening trough has generated showers today for much of Victoria and also Tasmania, while the flooded parts of Queensland and northern New South Wales will have more relief from the rain tomorrow. Around Australia, showers and the chance of storms stretching from Darwin right around to Canberra, showers in Hobart and Adelaide. More rain is forecast in southern and mountain areas tomorrow, particularly heavy on the Gippsland coast with up to 50 millimetres. Thunderstorms developing in central and eastern districts in the afternoon. Around our suburbs tomorrow, showers continuing throughout the day and easing at around 5 p.m, as much as 10 millimetres forecast in total. Tonight, there's a chance of isolated thunderstorms in the northern suburbs. In the city tomorrow, showers throughout the day between 3 and 8 millimetres, a low of 16 and a mild top of 22 degrees. Looking ahead to Sunday, slightly less showers in the city, less than 5 millimetres and a top of 24. A shower or two clearing on Monday, 25. Mostly sunny on Tuesday, 26. Then for the rest of the week, partly cloudy with a slight chance of showers. So try and stay out of the rain this weekend, Pete.
It's a good idea. Thanks, Lavinia. And Melbourne, that's what's news this Friday. From all of us, have a great weekend and good night.